Hi everyone, I'm Janneke and welcome back to my channel. So recently I got a comment requesting a book tour, a bookshelf tour, and since I just moved and reorganized my bookshelves, I was already planning on having a bookshelf tour, so I figured this was the perfect opportunity to do it now. I'm basically just going to go by my shelves a bit and show you some books, tell you what's on which shelf basically. That's really it for the intro, so let's go. Okay, so I'm going to start with the pretty bookshelf. When I wanted to buy another one of these, they didn't sell them anymore, so the other one is just plain white. But yeah, I really love this pattern. They're both Billy bookshelves by IKEA, if you're curious. So first I have a really big and beautiful book that I got from my uncle, which is, oh sorry, I'm standing on that. Which is the entire library of Shakespeare. It is very heavy and I've not read anything in it, but it's so beautiful. Then I have my illustrated Percy Jackson and my illustrated Harry Potters here. Some fairy tale books. The entire Harry Potter series. This is the Dutch versions. These two are in English. I also have Cursed Child and the third book of the Heroes of Olympus series, because every book I own in this series is a different edition, so they're not together because that isn't pretty. So yeah, that's basically this shelf. Now I'm going to step down. I'm on a step ladder. So on the next shelf I have a lot more hardcovers again. I have some classics here. They're all very pretty editions. I'll show you one. So yeah, I really love those versions. And then Princess Bride, The Selection, which I really love. This is one of my favorite series. Then there is some just standalone books. And I think this is part of a series, but I only own the first one. Tumbling and is one of my favorites. I really love that one. It's about gymnastics. The Land of Stories, a couple of the books from, again, not all of them because of different editions, and another few standalones right there. And then on the next shelf over, I have the entirety of Gossip Girl, which I bought when I was like 12, and I did not like it back then because I couldn't read English well enough, I think. Maybe it was like 10 when I bought it. But I am reading through them now, actually. I read the first 5, and I'm actually enjoying it. It's fun. It's not super in-depth or serious, but it's a fun read. Then there's Gone. There are 5 books here. I've read the 6 books, but I don't own the other one. Not sure which one I'm missing actually, but one of them. Another couple of standalones. This is Holly Bourne's and Happy New Year, which is a novella of the Spinster Club series, which is one of my favorite series. But I haven't read it yet because I've only read the first 2 books in the series. Then we've got Percy Jackson and the first Heroes of Olympus and a couple of Dutch children's classics. Then the next shelf, we have a lot more series again. We have this Harry Potter themed book. It's like The World of Harry Potter, which I got from the mother of a friend of mine, which is really nice. I haven't read it, but it looks really pretty. Then we have the entire Ranger's Apprentice series in Dutch. Actually, I'm not sure if it's the entirety, but it's at least the entirety of the main series. I think there was a spin-off series that started with book 12, which I have never read. But yeah, the entirety here. Also in English, the first 2 books. Then a couple of books that I've either the first book in the series or standalones. Percy Jackson in English and Narnia. This is all of Narnia. This shelf is a very random collection of books. We've got some travel books. We've got some books I had for school. Some history. This is all I had for Latin and Greek. My theory book for my driver's license is right there. Some books about autism. I think this is a sex educative book. Actually, I know that. I've read, I don't know where I stopped. I read part of this. Stuff Dutch people like, which is really funny. This is all non-fiction, this selection. And now we have my comics, which aren't very many. The Odyssey, some more classics like Oscar Wilde and Macbeth. And then there's cooking books. So yeah, this is a very random selection. And then below that are maps and dictionaries, a lot of dictionaries. I've got Greek and Latin and English and Latin and Greek and English and English and English and Dutch. Oh no, that one's also Dutch. So yeah, lots of different ones, old ones and new ones. But yeah, that's basically this entire bookshelf. So now we're going to my... Oh, I'm standing in front of the light. That's annoying. Sorry if there's a bit of a shadow. I'm standing in front of the light and I can't figure out a way to film the top shelf without doing that. But this is the white bookcase, which is more of the books I bought recently. The black and white one has more my hardcovers and my childhood books, I guess, and also just random non-fiction books. While this is a lot of contemporary, some fantasy as well. A lot of books that are just UK standard publishing size, which is very nice. And those are the ones that are on Rainbow. But we'll start with not Rainbow. I've got some poetry, some books I really, really loved as a kid. They're all Dutch, so I'm not going to tell much about that. Some Sarah Dessen we have right here. Also Jan Wild's books, which I really love. And Red, White and Royal Blue, which is also definitely a favorite. A lot more standalones. Captive Prince is here. The first two books in the Raven cycle are here. The other two are somewhere else. Again, different editions. This one's actually a really funny story why I have different editions. Because I went to Yelp one year when Maggie Stiefvater was signing. I already owned the first two books in the Raven cycle, so I brought those with me to London. But then I forgot them in the hotel room. But I still really, really wanted her autograph. So I bought the English versions of the third and fourth book. So they're not the same editions, but these ones have her autograph. And I think the other one actually also has my name, but I'm not sure about that. Most of the authors at Yelp do like personalized autographs. On the first book they sign, and then the rest from the same person. They just sign their name. But yeah, so we've got the Raven Boys. And then some more random books, really. I read this one for school. It was actually quite a fun book. Yeah, that's this shelf. It's, again, just a lot of random books. And then we're gonna go to purple, pink, and the start of red. So we have another The Land of Stories. A lot of contemporary romances and just contemporaries. Again, Maggie Stiefvater's Blue Lily, Lily Blue, which I just showed you. It's so weird to talk about some books, but not about others. So, yeah, I've read The Princess Diaries. Again, also, I quite enjoyed that one, actually. Not one of my favorites. Moxie is one of my favorites, and so is How Hard Can Love Be. A lot of these books I haven't read yet, so I can't really tell you much about them. Here is another Heroes of Olympus book, which, like I said, is very spread out throughout my bookcases. And yeah, that's basically the reds and pinks and purples. Very much filled with contemporaries. I think this section is, yeah, like Raven Boys and The Land of Stories is fantasy, but I think everything else, and Heroes of Olympus, of course, but I think everyone else here is a contemporary. And some of which I've read and some of which I have not. Then we're gonna go to red, orange, yellow, greenish blue, which starts with Fangirl. Again, lots of contemporaries. Frontlines, which is a war story. I have not read it yet. Watcher's Rise was a lot I really enjoyed. I read that this year. Yeah, I'm basically just showing them to you because most of these I have not read yet. What If It's Us and Am I Normal Yet? I both really love. Both of those were 5 stars, I think. We've got another Heroes of Olympus story. The Bunker Diaries I quite enjoyed, but it's been years since I read that, so I don't know how I'd feel about it now. A lot of these are again contemporaries. I think the black ones has some more fantasy, the black section, but the colorful ones are mostly contemporaries. Yeah, I haven't really read these. The Long Stories, the first book. I really enjoyed the first book. I really should continue with this series. I've read the first 2.5 books. I'm like halfway through the third. And then we're gonna go into Blue with Carry On, which I really want to reread because I really enjoyed that one. Jack of Hearts and Other Parts, which I'm reading right now for the Els Readathon, for the front of Have a Heart on the cover, because obviously it has a lot of hearts on the cover. Yes, No, Maybe So, I really, really loved. The Upside of Unrequited, I also enjoyed, but I didn't like this one as much as Simon or Leah. Simon First Homo Sapiens Agenda and Leah on the Offbeats. Yeah, a lot of contemporaries again in this section. I think this section starts getting more fantasy from here on out. Like Land Stories is here again, Rebel of the Sands, 1000 Nights. I think these are fantasies. We've got, what else have we got here? Yeah, I haven't read any of these, so I can't really tell you much about them. I did really enjoy That Ends by Aaron Lang, which is in the orange section right here. I really love that book. Have not read this one yet, but yeah. So some more fantasies, but still a lot of contemporaries. Then we've got the entire series of, not sure what it's called actually. It's by Ali Carter. It's her spy series, which starts with I tell you I love you, but then I'd have to kill you. I don't know if this is the entire series, but these are all the books I read of them at least. I think this is the entire series as well. I read these when I was like 12 or 13 and I really loved them. We've got A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I'm listening to right now. Again, for the owls, for the prompt of Transfiguration, with shapeshifting in it. Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Break the Fall, I really, really loved. It's again about gymnastics. I read this recently, like a week ago, and I absolutely loved it. It's my favorite book of this year, I think. It's definitely up there at least. Then we've got some whites, some fantasy, a lot more contemporary. Oh yeah, here's the other one of Maggie Stiefvater. Let's see if it's signed personally. Yeah, see, that one is personalized with to Janneke. Not a lot of information, but she had a really big line, so that makes sense. Some of the other books I got signed were a lot more like personal, but those also had shorter lines, so they have more time. So that makes sense. Now I just have to get it back in here. That would be nice. Yeah, so Throne of Glass, Throne of Midnight. I haven't read any of these. One of Us is Lying. I've been really interested in reading, but haven't yet. I'll Be Home for Christmas was fun. Like, there were a lot of different stories, so some of them I liked, some of them I didn't. Then we've got some more contemporaries, and that's basically it. These are books that I on hold. Yeah, so those are my bookshelves. I hope you enjoyed this little tour. It was very short because I wasn't sure what to tell you, because a lot of books I haven't read yet, so I can't really share my thoughts on them, and the ones I have are mostly series from back when, or just like a couple of books from within these shelves. But I had a lot of fun doing it. I hope you had a lot of fun. If you want to know more detail about the books I've read or the books I haven't read, let me know. I am planning on making an all of my unread books video, so that will be up sometime soon probably. But yeah, if you want my thoughts on any of the books I have read, or if you've just loved some of the books you've seen on here and you want to know if I've read those already, my thoughts on them, or if I haven't read them, convince me to finally read them. That's so super cool, because I want to eventually have read all of these, but I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. But I do really love the way they look right now. I wish I had another white book, because there's like a gap in my white shelves that's really annoying me. But other than that, I'm really loving how they look right now. I'm glad they're now finally here, because for a really long time they were at my mom's and I lived far away, and now I live closer to my mom's and I have room for my bookshelves, which is both very, very nice to have. I finally have all my books with me, and I don't just have like a small pile of books that I keep bringing home in the train. So I'm loving that. But yeah, let me know. Yeah. what should you let me know? I don't know. Let me know what you think of some of these books or my bookshelves or something. Just come up with something you want to share with me based on this bookshelf tour, I guess. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Wow, this is so weird. It's much easier when you're like actually talking about a certain thing, like your TBR or you're doing a tag or something, because what am I supposed to say now? These are my store. These are my shelves. These are my books. Hope you love them. Yeah, I don't know. If you did like this video, leave a like and a comment, please, because I would love to have some validation that this is actually a video and not just me rambling to myself. Yeah, I'm going to cut all of that out probably. If you liked this video, please let me know in the comments below and give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's also totally okay. Don't feel obligated to comment or anything. But if you did like it, please do comment and maybe subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, that's basically it for this time. I hope you enjoyed it, basically. Bye!